Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, where today I'm actually going to do a very important announcement video that's actually going to be talking about a few actually pretty important things. Now, guys, I know to begin with, the video or the introduction itself may not be the best, but as you can see on the screen, I have already drew down three things, and these are the things I'm going to talk about for this episode, that I'm actually going to say. And if you look at the drawings to begin with, you may notice a peculiar pattern with them. Before I even say anything of a pattern, what do you guys notice from the get-go? Let me go and give you a little bit of a hint. It has to do with the colors themselves. The colors themselves actually represent the importance of the announcements in terms of like what I'm going to do. Most likely I am going to talk about them in this particular order, the way it's shown on the screen. But as you can see, each one has a different color, and that color actually represents the importance of the announcement. The red announcement up here is the least important, but it's still something I do want to go and say. The second announcement, or the one in green, which is the second announcement, is the main announcement I want to make, and the biggest one that's going to be on there, or the biggest announcement I need to make for this video. And the third one is also very important, but not as important as this one. Basically, the number, or the color on them describes how important they are. Again, red is the least important. Blue is the second most important announcement. I used Fragger's color to represent that. His is the second most important announcement of all of them. I would have used Fragger's for the most important one, but green kind of represents that a little bit more. Fragger's color does kind of represent like importance, but I'll use it to represent the second main point I have to make. The first announcement I do want to talk about is actually about a dream I have had. I know it sounds weird to begin with, why I'd want to just have an announcement about a dream, but there's actually a reason for that. But I want to go ahead and I want you guys to go and make a mental note about something real quick. First off, I know it's hard to see because of the drawing, but do you notice something important with the background here? You'll be able to see it because at the end of the video I'll be clearing off the screen anyway. But do you guys notice something very important with the actual like background of the video? Do you notice something different about the lighting, or notice something different about the background in general? The main reason for that is because I'm sitting in a different location. As you can see on the side of me, the counter's right here. And this is the counter where I usually sit on. Here's the thing, guys. On the other side of this counter, there is a stove. And generally beside this stove is where the computer usually sits. And it's usually where I set the computer whenever I'm not using it, or when I'm just randomly watching a video on it or whatever. In this case, since I ain't going to be doing that big of a video today, or right now anyway, I just wanted to leave the computer over here. So what I did was I moved the computer right onto the stove and set it on top of a Mountain Dew can box, which has cans in it right now, but I'm doing that so the computer does not get dirty. Because I'm very paranoid this computer will actually end up messing up if I do something wrong. Here's the thing, guys. I know this computer may not be the best for recording, but it's my only option right now. If this computer breaks, I don't have anything else to record on. I don't trust to use my own anymore because after it deleted that one important video I had on there, last thing I need is for it to delete a very important video that was actually of a Pokemon game. Luckily for us, it was on a Let's Mostly Play Evo pop, but at the same time, that Let's Play Mostly Play Evo could have probably been one of the best videos I put on my channel to begin with. But if you actually take a look at the announcements to begin, let me go and tell you guys, like I said, the background is a little bit different. The computer's sitting on top of the stove on a Mountain Dew can box. It's a flavor of Mountain Dew. It's not Mountain Dew. Well, it's the Mountain Dew brand, but it's a different flavor. The flavor being called Major Melon. But whatever, I don't know why I need to go into detail about that. The main important thing is on the screen is what you need to hear about. This one not as big, but the reason why I'm making an announcement about, well, as you can see by on the screen, the reason why I'm making an announcement about a dream I had more recently is mainly because of the series of dreams I seem to have to begin with. Because let me go and say this right now. A lot of the time when I have dreams, a lot of them are either very bad or, well, I guess most likely there's never like a usually in between dream. There's never usually a dream that's in between good and bad. It's usually always very good or very bad, and that's why an announcement is so important. Because the thing about it is what the frick chaos. Dog, I gotta get started here. What are you doing? But the thing you want to know about the announcement real quick, or about the dream situation announcement. Oh my gosh, the dream announcement. The main reason why I'm talking about it to begin with is because of the fact that my dreams can usually go two different ways. Again, it's either very good or very bad. There's usually never an in-between on that. I'll give you an example. I've had dreams where I've had our house catching on fire, or somehow me catching on fire. I've had dreams about paranormal stuff. I remember having a dream a long time ago where I had a ghost throwing me across this kitchen. I remember that particularly because I remember hitting the microwave that's right here. That's right beside me. And that kind of goes with other ways too. The main reason why I'm talking about dreams again is because this relates to a Pokemon dream. Now, a lot of the time, I do actually have Pokemon dreams. But the thing is, a lot of the time, I've had very bad dreams about stuff that I hate to see whenever I play Pokemon in real life. As you guys know, one of my biggest fears playing a Pokemon game is that one of my most favorite Pokemon, like Feraligatr, will get hurt. And I'm always so paranoid about him getting hurt, so I end up actually being overprotective with him. I've had dreams in the past where I've had to see him go down. I had a dream sometime, I think back in 2021 or 2020, where he actually went down due to a lady Ann using Comet Punch. And I said that actually before in a video where I talked about, like where I said I hated Lady Ann, and that's one of the best reasons, because he killed my baby in my dream with a Comet Punch. But that's not the only bad dream I've had. One of the more recent dreams I had, not the one I'm going to talk about in this video, but one of the more recent dreams I had is where, again, I had to hurt Totodile. Except this time, it actually is Totodile. Instead of being Feraligatr, it's Totodile this time. And the dream was weird because I remember him being on this lava battlefield. And it kind of acted like Pokemon Sun and Moon, where like you have the little trials to face on the islands themselves. Except, I think I remember somebody in the dream saying that I'm going to test you with these trials or something like that. Or I heard somebody in the beginning of the dream say something like, this is your final trial or whatever. Which to me was kind of weird. But get this. The final trial was I had to go and battle a Totodile without using another Pokemon. I had to be the one battling him. And it's funny because you know how normally in a Pokemon battle, Totodile particularly will have this little gesture where he like waves his fingers, kind of like in a circle motion, and like whenever he does his little cry, he has like this little cute angry face on him. That's kind of what happened there. But here's the thing: when he did that, the lava around us rose, like it started actually going up, and it kind of acts like. Let me give you an example of how it acted. The lava in that dream acted like the lava inside of Snake Rivals, or the little acid stuff inside of snake rifles. You know, like in the oh my gosh, what do they call it? The battle royale mode, you have to survive without getting killed by that. That's kind of what it acted like. But I think in order for me to actually win the oh my gosh, in order for me to win the trial, I had to knock out Totodile, which really hurt me. And that's the funny thing, because that was probably one of the worst dreams I've had in a while having to do with Pokemon. But here's the even more bad news. Whenever we actually whenever I woke up from that, already kind of upset that I had to hurt Totodile, my mother randomly got a phone call talking about how the person I call the interrupter had a chance or had gotten exposed to I don't know if I can say it because of YouTube's rules, so I'm not gonna say a word about it. But not only did I have to wake up having to know that I had to hurt Totodile in my dream, but then I've also had to wake up to worrying about whether I was going to get this very, very bad sickness or not. Luckily, if we did get it, it wasn't that bad of it. The main thing that happened, I think, was we had a little bit of a stomach flu or whatever. I don't really know the details, but I got worried because it could have been the very bad sickness. But yeah. Like I said, I've had really good dreams and really bad dreams about Pokemon. Another pretty good dream that I've had about Pokemon was when Toto could legitimately speak English. I had another one a long time ago where Charmander could speak English. I know that easily, actually. Or I know that easily because of the fact that I remember how Charmander was talking in the dream. He was speaking in English. Well, it was a weird dream, but it was probably one of the best dreams I had in Pokemon in general, because it looked like the older Pokemon games, like Pokemon Red and Blue. And weirdly enough, I was in a room where there was a refrigerator, a pixelated refrigerator, sitting right there. Around that time, somebody threw Charmander a belt that had a bunch of, I'll say it this way just in case YouTube gets on me, they had a bunch of boom booms in there. And by boom booms I mean tick, you know, things that go, you know, that. They threw him a belt that had that on him, or that had that in it, and right about that time, he randomly started evolving into Charmeleon. And whenever he did, he took one of them boom booms, and he destroyed the refrigerator with it. But then here's the thing. After that, he looked at me and then said something along the lines of, "Don't forget about me, dude." And then that's where the dream ended. It was a very short dream, but it was probably one of the better dreams I've ever had doing with Pokemon. And I've kind of had the same situation with Totodile, except instead of him doing what Charmander did, he was talking to me in English. And I think he was actually trying to rush me out of a place that was dangerous. Here's the thing. Used to, guys, I would go to this person's house that I would always refer to as my cousin's house, which I ain't gonna tell you the name, obviously. Oh my gosh. I ain't gonna tell you the name, but I will say it's the cousin I'm talking about is the one that stole my phone a long time ago. And, has tried to that to me on several different occasions. Tried to me and stuff like that. But I had a dream where we were at that dude's house, and I think I've had different dreams I think I've had 2 or 3 different dreams about this, but one of them had to do at his house. What the frick? Dang it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm hearing noises in there. I'm trying to get these announcements done. I know it's already been 15 minutes and I haven't got done. I'm sorry. But, What the frick are you doing? Huh? Yes, I am. I'm having to block this. Because I'm only going to make announcements so I can actually do something. Oh, crap. I did not want to say that. So I can play the game on my 3DS in a little bit. Ah. Do you have to have that thing playing with cuss words on it? Ah, yeah. Huh? What? Yeah. Well, I don't ever cuss. I want some. You know what? Ah, boy. I can't uncover the camera and pause it because I gotta make sure nobody's seeing the shot. Last time somebody complained about them being put in the shot. This hurts my hand so badly. Please skip ahead if this is boring as frick, because I know it is. My hand is numb. Take that in the living room. My hand is numb. Take it in the living room, Weenie. My hand is numb. My hand's starting to hurt from holding up at this camera. Actually, oh gosh, I can't move. It hurts. I can't hold my hand up no more. Maybe, you know what? Frick, frick it. Frick it. I'm gonna do this. There we go. There we go. It'll block something at least. Again, if this is boring, skip ahead. I don't want to. What the frick? Oh, that was the refrigerator. I thought that was the computer drawing on its own. Holy crap! Especially when the color that's on here, one of the colors on here is blue. So, what are you gonna eat? Or are you just eating pasta salad or something a while ago? What'd you get this time? What is that? Ew. What is that? Huh? I know this camera is super sensitive. I hope it did not just pick up that word I heard on that thing. This camera's way more sensitive than my other one was. I pray you did not hear the word I heard on that iPad. Because I don't know what is allowed to be said on YouTube. That's why I've been careful with my choice of words in this video. Or instead of saying the actual item, I've been saying boom boom. Let me say that again. I've had dreams in the past where I've been at my cousin's house that has stolen my phone and has tried to or me. Um, and in that particular dream, there was a Totodile, like pretty close to me, like on the left side of me, and he was actually talking very nicely to me. Well, he was rushing me, I think, but he was talking very nicely to me. He wasn't demanding that I do something, but he was asking for my help. Because it's like he was trying to get us out of there as fast as possible, which is ironic because that's one of the places where that particular cousin has been very mean to me. So yeah, so it's ironic how in the dream Toad's trying to help me get the frick out of there. But because I remember in the dream he was telling me, "Okay, Trenton, can you go get the boxes from over there and put them right here, please?" Or something like that. Like, he was actually telling me like we need to go do this real quick, and it's like he was trying to hurry up and get out of there as quick as possible. There's a few other dreams I've had like that. Well, maybe not a few of them, but there's a dream similar to what I had before where Toadal was doing kind of the same thing, except we were in this warehouse and Toadal was actually trying to warn me about something. But this time in his own little language, his own little, Pokemon language, where he was actually like telling me to look over to the left at some kind of window. And would you know it, around that place is where later on in the dream, Team Rocket broke in there and tried to kidnap Pokemon. And I think because of Toadal's warnings, me and him got out of there safely. But he was trying to warn me about Team Rocket coming in there, I think. Or knowing that something was about to happen, so he was trying to get me out of there. Now here's the thing. None of the dreams I just talked about are dreams that I'm actually going to be the main focus of this announcement to begin with. The announcement actually has to do with a dream I had either last night or 2 nights ago, which again involved Totodile. But in this scenario, I think Totodile was again trying to help me. The dream itself was weird, because I think it had to do with some kind of weird land shark. Like a shark that was on the land. I don't know, it was very weird. But I remember one part of the dream where I was inside of a house and we were in danger. And I remember, I think, saying something like, Totodile, or something, please come help me, or come help us. And sometime after calling his name a few times, out of nowhere, Totodile, and I think either his trainer or some other random dude, showed up and was trying to help me. Here's the thing about that dream. I know it wasn't very long. Well, in terms of the dream was a mixture of good and bad, but the part that had Totodile in it was actually good. Like I said, he never gave me a hug or anything, but he didn't deny actually helping me either. I think he was actually trying to be very helpful, even though he didn't want to say anything. The weird thing about that Totodile, however, was that he was like a totem Totodile. You know how in Pokemon Sun and Moon, whenever you actually have to face the totem Pokemon? That's basically what Totodile was. He looked bigger than actual Totodile. He looked to probably be about maybe 3 feet 7 inches tall, or at least maybe around 3 feet tall. Like he was a little bit bigger than Totodile was actually supposed to be. And again, while it may not sound like the best dream, it wasn't bad in terms of Totodile being around. So, like I said, I think Totodile was coming around to help me. He didn't do anything harmful to me, and he was actually trying to be sweet, even if he didn't show it. Well, that's the thing, I don't think he smiled at all. I think he actually looked very serious. Like, whenever he heard, like, that I was in trouble, I think he came running. Again, he didn't really smile throughout the entire time, but I think he was actually being kind of serious about the situation at hand. Because, again, at the time that he showed up, we were in danger, and I think he helped me get through that. Or at least went to see if I was okay. Heck, I remember at one time, like near the end of the dream, we were inside somebody else's house, and I think I remember asking somebody about that Totodile or whatever. I don't know, guys. The dream was a little bit wonky, but compared to some of the other horrible dreams I've had, that was probably one of the better ones. it had Totodile in it, and while he wasn't smiling or anything, I think he was trying his best to help me and what he could do. So, yeah. Like I said, it had a mixture of weird, but also kind of cool in it as well. But, yeah. And guys, I know it took me almost 30 minutes just to finish with that first announcement. However, I'm going to do something very similar to what I did, in one of my other videos. I actually have had, like, 3 different announcements I actually had to talk about. Generally, I would just put an X over the number, but instead, to make it easier to keep up with, I want to make the mark as big as possible, and then I'm going to mark out the announcement I talked about. That way I won't get mixed up on what I need to say, because out of all the announcements, that was the least important of the 2. Number 2 and number 3 is the most important. And the last 2 announcements should not actually take me that long. Let me explain something, guys. The next announcement on the screen says Pokemon 3DS games. Pokemon has a box around it that actually has an arrow under it that's pointing over here. But that's because I didn't have enough room to put Pokemon down here. So I went ahead and went ahead and boxed it up and then put it down here. So whenever I block out this announcement, I'm only going to block out the 3DS games part of it and then just leave Pokemon there. And once I get done talking about the third announcement, I'll mark that out too. Let me go and talk about this, guys. As you can see on the screen, again, the announcement says Pokemon 3DS games. Now, let's think about this for a moment. I have not done a Pokemon game on a 3DS probably in about 2 years. However, one of the biggest reasons why is because of the fact that I could not get this room to myself anymore. Like I said, here's the thing, guys. In the past few years, other than one day, I think last week, I have not gotten the house to myself. I've gotten the house myself one time in probably about 2 or 3 years now. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I've not done any 3DS games. There was a good bit of project. There was a few projects I think on the 3DS that I never even finished. One of the biggest ones being that Pokemon Sun project where I caught Totodile and was trying to finish the game with him. One of the reasons why I never finished that, though, is because of the stuff that we catch on camera. Let me explain. In these videos themselves, there's not hardly any time for me to be able to get anything done. The only time I have to play 3DS games anymore is whenever I am either late at night, like now, because, well, late at night because usually that's around the time the interrupter's asleep. Either that or doing them late or early in the morning. That way I can actually do it while the little interrupter's at school and all that stuff. That's one of the biggest reasons why I've not done no Pokemon 3DS games. Because of the fact that I've never had the time to do it. Without getting the house to myself enough, there's not hardly any time for me to do 3DS games. Not to mention, I'm so paranoid about actually taking the game out of 3DS. Because as we're speaking, Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver is actually in that system right now. And I did a little bit of a test yesterday to see if Pokemon Sun and Moon was going to work again. And I could barely get any games to work on that 3DS, which really sucked. I did eventually get it to work, but it got really annoying. And then whenever I put Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver back in, it didn't hardly want to work again either. It took a lot of things to get the game to work. That's one of my biggest concerns with this, is that I'm going to take out Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, then it's not going to work, and then I'm going to lose Feraligatr for good. Because that Feraligatr in Pokemon Soul Silver has been my best friend for 2 years, and I do not want to lose my baby. He's been my little son for a long time. Actually, almost 3 years. But he's been my little buddy for a long time, and that's one of the most important Pokemon in my entire Pokemon games or Pokemon career in general. So, yeah. But again, guys, the main reason why I've not done Pokemon 3DS games in a while, or in a long time, is because of the actual timing itself. Not only did I not know where the game was going to work again, but even if it did, I would have to start over from the very beginning of the game. I know that sounds ridiculous, but think about this, guys. Wouldn't it be very weird if I just stopped playing the game for a long time, but then came into it anyway? Let me say it this way. Would it not be weird for me to come back to a Pokemon game or a Pokemon project that I have not done in almost 2 years? Like, do you see the thing about that? Here's what's going to happen, guys. The reason why this is actually so important is because I am going to start going back to Pokemon 3DS games. But here's the thing. I am not going to be doing too many of them. The main game you can expect with the 3DS games is Pokemon Sun and possibly Pokemon Ultra Sun / Moon. I don't know if there'll be any other 3DS games, but the main reason why I'm bringing it up is because of the fact that, well, if I do start playing more of them, maybe there'll be more games than Pokemon Sun and Moon. One of the main reasons I want to do Pokemon Sun and Moon again is because of the fact I actually want to finish the game with Feraligatr. I'm going to restart the game, then try doing the same thing as I did before. Try to get Totodile, really get him to like me, and then us triumph through the entire game. My main goal is to try to beat the game itself. I know it says Pokemon 3DS games, but you could really just put Pokemon Sun here, because I don't know what other games I'm going to do for the 3DS. I'll have to figure that out. But, yeah. Like I said, I am going to let you know, guys, that if I get lucky, maybe in a little bit, I will be doing part number 1 to Pokemon Sun. I'm not going to get Totodile in part 1, but I do have some important announcements I actually do have to make about that. First off, I will be doing some important matters when it comes to Pokemon Sun itself. As you guys know, in Pokemon Sun, and this is going to happen again, we can actually get a Bagon really early into the game. But the only way to get him without going onto the second island and having, I believe, Surf, the only way you can get him while you're on the first island at the beginning of the game is if you go into a certain patch of grass on Route 3 and then finding a Bagon there. Bagon is most likely going to be another one of my team members. But here's the thing again, guys. Bagon has a 1% chance encounter rate to appear there. Here's what's going to happen. When we go looking for Bagon, this will be sometime. This will be after we catch Totodile and all that stuff. But I am actually going to do a big old kind of live stream. Well, I'm not really going to be live stream, but I'm going to do a whole video dedicated to finding Bagon. There'll be one whole video that'll be dedicated to just looking for Bagon. And here's the thing, guys. I've had some very bad luck trying to find Bagon to begin with. Because Bagon, like I said, only has a 1% chance encounter rate on the Route 3. And it's only in one particular patch of grass. And it's hard to be able to get him to begin with. That's kind of the main point of a video. And one of my Pokemon Sun videos that I'm going to start doing, I'm going to try catching Bagon and trying to see if I can get him. Here's the thing. I cannot be biased towards a particular gender of a Pokemon, because it will really backfire on me if I do. Not only for Pokemon like Bagon, but it'll be the same thing for Totodile and whoever else I decide to get. If I get a female Pokemon and decide I want a male instead, it's going to take me even longer to get it. For Feraligatr, I think I'll most likely I'll love no matter what. Like I've always said, guys, Feraligatr Freya's one of the only Pokemon I'll ever accept female. I actually like Freya whether he's male or female, so to me it wouldn't really matter. So, yeah. And it's really gonna affect me. It's really gonna affect it if I do that towards Bagon particularly, because Bagon, like I said, has a 1% chance encounter rate. If I spend a whole video that's 2 or 3 hours long looking for Bagon, find one, but then find out it's female, and I don't want a female, I've got to run away from that and spend another 2 or 3 hours finding another one. And if it's female, gotta do the same thing again. So, yeah. That's the one problem I'm going to have with this project, other than training up my Pokemon friends. Because Totodile is going to be behind. And that's the thing, guys. In my last project, I did also have a Cyndaquil. And I will get Cyndaquil again. I will be getting Cyndaquil again. So I will have Totodile and Cyndaquil all over again. I'll have Bagon. I'll mostly have me in a Alolan Raichu. The main problem I'm going to figure out is what my last 2 members are going to be. I don't completely know what I'm going to go for after that. I could go for Axew, but you don't get him till way later in the game, and you need to do the stupid island scan. The thing about Sun and Moon is you can get Totodile, but again, you have to do an island scan, and it has to be on a Monday. And Cyndaquil has to be on a Sunday. So, yeah. In order for me to get both Pokemon, I'll have to do it separate different days. Or have to switch my 3DS my 3DS date to a different day that's on a Monday. And then use that to my advantage. But the thing is, if I do that, I don't think I'll be able to get Cyndaquil and Totodile in the same run. In fact, I may have to wait a day later to get the other one. I may be able to get Totodile right off the bat, but I don't think I'll be able to get Cyndaquil, because I think they have a limit to how many you can do a particular day, which is not good, but hey, whatever. I don't know completely yet, guys. I know to you guys it may not think it was that important. It is the most important announcement I do have to talk about on here, which obviously was that. But I'm sorry if it didn't sound as important as it actually is, because to me this is probably this is definitely the most important announcement on my video itself today. And here's the thing: in the next video, I may give you a little brief summary about these announcements, but I'm not going to make a big fuss about like I'm doing this episode. So yeah. We will be doing Pokemon 3DS games again. Mainly Pokemon Sun, but we'll do a few other ones as well. There is going to be some pretty major videos coming up on that series. Part 1 is mostly not going to be that important, because my main goal for Part 1 is to try to get close to beating the first Totem trial. That way I can be on my way to getting Totodile. And stuff like that. Part 2 or Part 3 is where it's really going to get important, because that's where I'm going to start worrying about catching Totodile, possibly getting Cyndaquil, and then, like I said, maybe after we get them two, I'll make Part 3 or 4 all about actually getting Bagon, because again, it takes all enough to get Bagon. My main problem I'm going to have with this project is training up my Pokemon again. Because I could make a whole big video just on training my Pokemon and just to let you guys see it. Because I'm trying to figure out how to do Pokemon Refresh in this game. Because I like doing Pokemon Refresh, and it's definitely going to be something I'm going to do in the game again so my Pokemon can start loving me. My issue is figuring out how I'm going to do it on camera. Because I'm going to want to pet my Pokemon on camera eventually. My only solution, because the last time I did this project, you guys could not see me petting my Pokemon. And the thing is, in order to avoid having a better chance of not hurting my Pokemon, I can't just have it set upright and let you guys see it like that. So my only solution, I think, to fixing that is moving my 3DS like right to the bottom of where the computer is setting. And then, hopefully moving the lid down just a little bit more to where you guys can see the bottom screen. That way, hopefully, you guys can see me petting my Pokemon. So, yeah. Pulling Sun is going to be a big project coming up. In fact, I think part 1 might be coming up in the next few hours. I don't completely know for sure yet. So, yeah. Pulling Sun's going to be the big project I'm talking about, but there might be some other ones on the 3DS as well. So, yeah, we'll have to figure it out. Again, guys, it may not seem as important as it actually was supposed to be. It may not seem that important from the way it was supposed to be. I'm sorry about that, but I'm hoping I can be able to actually make up with, or I'm hoping that we can get this over with. Like I said, the 3DS games announcement was the most important one, but I kind of messed up my words on it a lot. The short and sweet version you need to know is that we are going to be trying to do some Pokemon 3DS games again, mainly Pokemon Sun and Moon, and I'm going to try to finish my adventure with my baby boy / girl Totodile. So, yeah. Well, he'll be a Ferrari by the end of the game, obviously, but the main problem I want to have with this is training up my Pokemon, since you can't get experience just from petting them like you could, or you can't get experience just from playing with them like you could in Pokemon Sword and Shield. But, yeah. So yeah, guys. With that said, I know it wasn't the best way to explain the announcement, but that actually is it when it comes to an announcement. The reason why I'm doing this one a little bit differently is because of the fact that I'm going to be going ahead and actually... I'm done talking about the 3DS games, but the Pokemon in the second announcement, the Pokemon thing of it, actually continues down here to make a full sentence for you guys. The thing about this is, as you can see on the screen, the last announcement I have to talk about, which is definitely the second most important announcement on the screen itself, besides this one. This is the most important one, but this is the second most important one. I'm going to be talking about Pokemon Nuzlockes. Guys, I have blatantly said on my channel multiple times that I would never, ever do a Pokemon Nuzlocke on my channel at all. Mainly because I care about a Pokemon's life. As you can clearly tell while doing the games themselves. If you look at all the games I've ever played on my YouTube channel, you will clearly know how much I care about Pokemon. Especially ones like Feraligatr, ones like Haxorus, ones like Lugia, ones like Charizard. You know, Pokemon like that. I've even grown to love Hydreigon and Komodo from my last Sword and Shield project. You know, I care about Pokemon's life. So, seeing them get hurt really hurts me. But here's the thing. Pokemon Nuzlockes is where the word death came from in a Pokemon game. I have never actually done a Pokemon Nuzlocke, and I thought I never would do one. But here's the thing. I ain't gonna say there's a very big chance, but there is a slight chance coming up within the next few months that I may actually consider doing a Pokemon Nuzlocke. And if I actually enjoy the Nuzlocke, maybe there'll be another one I'll do later on. If I do a Pokemon Nuzlocke, most likely the first game I'll probably be doing is something like Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu or Eevee. But if I do that, I might do one more project where it's not a Nuzlocke and I just do it for fun. Because we haven't done Let's Go Pikachu / Eevee in, since 2019? Maybe early 2020? But yeah. I will be doing a Pokemon Nuzlocke. I want to say I am going to. There is a slight chance that I will be doing a Pokemon Nuzlocke on my channel. And if I enjoy it, I'll actually be doing it more often for videos. Here's the thing. In a Pokemon Nuzlocke, the main rules I might make up my own rules if I can think of one. However, some of the main rules you may want to know about that I'm going to follow, this is going to be hard for me, but one of the best rules to a Nuzlocke is you have to name a Pokemon you get. Well, now, let me explain this again. One of the biggest rules about Nuzlocke is that you have to catch the first Pokemon you get on a route. Which means, like let's say in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, if I go to Route 1 in Let's Go Pikachu or Eevee, I have to catch whatever Pokemon I hit first. I don't know how I'm going to count how I'm going to do that yet. My idea is probably just to go ahead and close my eyes and then run to the grass wildly until I hit something, and then I use that as my encounter. But here's the thing, guys. Along with actually catching along with that, you can only catch one Pokemon per route. So let's say on Route 1, I caught a Rattata. That Rattata would be my encounter, and I'd have to catch it. Now here's the thing, guys. A lot of people do not like using their starters for Nuzlockes. Well, in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee anyway, it doesn't seem like they like using their starters. But I will allow my starter to be a main member of my team. But here's the thing. In Nuzlocke, I'm going to try not to overtrain too much at all. That way, we do have a challenge. I will over-level maybe a little bit, but I'm not going to go over-excessive like I would in a regular playthrough. Along with the catching only one Pokemon per route, there's also the factor of having to name your Pokemon. When you catch a Pokemon, you have to name it to get a closer bond with it. And that's a problem for me because I'm very about coming up with nicknames. And if I get something if I get a Pokemon that I hate, I'm going to end up naming it a hateful nickname most likely, because I won't be able to think of any other nickname that'll work. Another one of the biggest rules is the fact that that if a Pokemon faints, it's considered dead, and you cannot use that Pokemon anymore. But here's the thing about mine. There's another YouTuber I like that does this, but I'm going to put my own little thing on it as well. I'm going to have my own little bonuses and challenges in this series. There's some YouTubers, especially one that I really like that does Nuzlockes, that actually has like a little challenge wheel they have to spin. And they can either get a bonus or a challenge for that episode. An example of this would be, one of his challenges is called a complicated relationship, which means that you cannot heal at a Pokemon Center. The way he says it is that Nurse Joy is actually ticked off at you, and you cannot talk to her for healing throughout the entire time you're doing the video. So until the video is done, you can't heal at the Pokemon Center. Another example of this one would be a market crash, where you cannot buy or sell items at the market. It's just not available to you that entire video. But there's also a few other there's also bonuses as well. One of the biggest ones I'm probably going to use myself. I'm not going to steal the names for them. In fact, if I use some of the same challenges as him, I'll probably change the names, and then if I can, I'll add my own little twist on it. However, that's going to be nearly impossible. Just in case that does happen, all credit for the challenge himself goes to the community of the United Gamer. The United Gamer is one of them big Pokemon YouTubers. He does more than just Pokemon, but a lot of his channel is Pokemon. And, funnily enough, he actually really loves the Totodile line as well. Two of his most favorite Pokemon are Totodile, Crocodile, Feraligatr, and Lucario. So, yeah. But, like I said, if I do, I won't technically, let me say that again. I'm going to try my best not to, I wouldn't call it stealing per se. I don't know how to say it. A lot of the challenges on his wheel may be the same as on mine, but I'll try to come up with different names for them, and maybe if I can put my own twist on it, I can. But understand, that is very difficult to do because of the fact that a lot of them challenges you can't just change the name of. One of the best examples of this is oh my gosh, what was the name of it? One of the best examples of this would be, dang it, I had an idea of what it was in my head, and I can't think of what it is. Give me a second. Oh my gosh, brain, did you have to forget? Dang it, dang it, dang it. Actually, never mind. The one I have in mind is actually different. But he has a particular challenge on there. It's called a sunburn. Which, for that challenge, if your Pokemon gets burned, you can't heal it for the episode. I actually had an idea myself of an of a challenge that might work, although it may not make sense. The challenge would be something like a car accident, where you and your Pokemon are actually, well, you're getting driven by somebody to a certain Pokemon Center or whatever, but then on the way there, somebody crashes the car itself, and because of that, you and your Pokemon, or at least the Pokemon themselves, are going to be paralyzed, and you can't heal it for the entire video. I don't know how to really explain it, but let me go and just give you the short and sweet version. If I do the challenges, I will try not to take. Well, some of the challenges you do kind of have to take, but put your own spin on, because, like I said, in a Nuzlocke, it's very complicated. You have a lot of the rules are the same for different. Dang it! A lot of the rules are the same for anybody that does a Nuzlocke. The same few rules are you can put your own little spin on it, but generally you have to follow the same rules kind of as what our actual Nuzlocker does. And the main ones being, if you gotta catch the first Pokemon en route, you gotta nickname the Pokemon so you can get a closer bond to it, and if your Pokemon faints, it's considered dead and it can no longer be used. So yeah, I am gonna let you know, guys, because if I do a Nuzlocke, you're not gonna get the challenges right away. You're not gonna get the wheel at all right away, mainly because obviously, well, I mean, how can we do a bonus or a challenge when we haven't done the game, haven't got any Pokemon? So yeah, I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. Another one of the bonuses on generally, guys, like I said, in Nuzlocke, if your Pokemon faints, it's considered dead. But there's another particular challenge on there that I'm thinking about adding myself that's called Extra Life, where if you land on it, you can bring one Pokemon back from the dead and you can start using it again. Now, here's the problem, guys. The main problem I'm going to have with this is if I get a Pokemon I can really care about. If I do a Nuzlocke and then get, let's say if I do Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. If I do a Nuzlocke and then get Charizard and I lose him, how do you think I'm going to feel? I'm not going to feel good whatsoever because I really care about Charizard. But yeah. My main problem with the Nuzlocke is, again, my Pokemon getting hurt. But another one of the biggest factors involved is having to figure out how I'm going to change up the challenges enough to where it ain't feeling like stealing. Like I said, guys, I ain't trying to steal from the United Gamer. I love his videos, and I really would like to implement a challenge wheel of my own. The best problem with the Nuzlocke is that a lot of the challenges he's got on there makes a lot of sense for a Nuzlocke. Like not being able to heal. I mean, that's going to really devastate you in a Nuzlocke because not being able to heal sucks. It really does. But again, like you can't, I don't want to just steal away his challenges because I know that's for the, I keep saying steal. Steal is not the right word for that. I don't want to just take his challenges though and make them my own. If I could think of a different name for them to where they're not the exact same, or whatever, I will. However, if it does end up getting to the point where I cannot come up with my own names or my own twist on the challenges themselves, I'll probably just start putting his name and, if I can figure it out, his channel link in the description below for every video. That way, at least if I am kind of like having to use the challenges, it won't take him away completely. It'll give him credit for them because it's technically his challenges and his bonuses, ones that his actual subscribers came up with. Will you shut up, refrigerator? I'm almost done. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Are you kidding me? Shut up! Let me say it again. And this will be my finishing off sentence. If I do do a challenge wheel of my own and put a lot of the same challenges in there, I'll try my best to put his channel link and everybody like that in the description. That way, at least that way, I'm giving credit to the person that has the challenges. It's hard for me to explain because the challenge wheel would actually make this really fun. It's like with Evo Pop. The challenge wheel makes that game a whole lot better, and it would really add a whole twist to my actual Nuzlockes, especially if I could actually use some of the ones he's got, because a lot of the ones he's got are actually really good ideas. And Extra Life is a good example of this, because if you lose a Pokemon, you could bring it back with a Nuzlocke. I mean, you could bring it back with that particular one. So, yeah, if I can figure out a way to make it where it's not completely the same as his, I'll do it. But if not, again, I'll just put credit to him, if possible, in the description. Kind of like how I did Pokemon Talk. Kind of like how I did with the Pokemon Talk episodes. Because when I started creating Pokemon Talk, I started putting in the description something about, like, all credit goes to M&J TV. Because technically, if you think about it, it was just kind of a reiteration of what he did. Pokemon Talk for me was just... Well, the difference between my Pokemon Talk and his Pokemon Talk is mainly the host themselves. Because he had Squirtle and Bulbasaur. I had, to begin with, Charmander and Bulbasaur. But it's changed over time. The hosts nowadays are me and Croconaw. But I'm hoping maybe we can get Axie on there as well, or get Axie to join us. We'll have to see. I haven't done Pokemon Talk in almost 2 years. I'm hoping to go back to it. But yeah. So let me go ahead and give you just to make it a little bit quick. I'm gonna sum up this last announcement. Actually, I'll sum up all the announcements real quick. Announcement number 1: I had a really good dream finally about Toadal again the other night. Well, it wasn't the best dream, but it was better than some of the ones I've been having. I will be starting playing Pokemon games on the 3DS again, but it's mainly going to be Pokemon Sun. And if I get the time, I'll start doing the Pokemon Nuzlockes, or maybe even later on, if I get used to doing them, I'll start adding a challenge wheel where it has a bunch of challenges kind of similar to what the United Gamer has. If I can change them, I will. But if I can't, I'll put his name and his channel link in the description the best way I can. That way, at least in that case, I can kind of give credit to him, because technically all them challenges are not mine. I would create my own challenges, but a lot of the challenges you can't just recreate themselves. A lot of them make sense for a Nuzlocke. Again, not be able to heal, yeah, it makes a bunch of sense. You not be able to heal makes it more challenging. But you can't, like, change it up towards, like... Honestly, I don't know how to make it my own. Let me say this again. If I can make it my own, I will. But if I can't, every video, his channel link will go down in the description. That way, at least I'm giving credit to him for the challenges. My own concern is I feel like people are still going to think I'm stealing it from him. Let me say this again. I'm not going to intentionally steal from him. He's one of my most favorite YouTubers of all time. I don't want to just steal from him. So I'm not going to intentionally steal from him. But a lot of the challenges, or even all the challenges, may seem basically the same thing. But there's no easy way to change them up because a Nuzlocke basically follows the same rules to begin with. It ain't like you can change up a Pokemon game just to change up the challenge wheel itself. So yeah, it's gonna be very hard, guys. But maybe if I can find a way to change up the challenges without getting in trouble by YouTube or whatever, or by even the YouTuber himself, I'll do it. But we'll have to figure it out. Anyway, guys, it took me over an hour to get through those announcements. So, I'm going to just go ahead and finish it up now. I did everything, so I'm going to go ahead and just block out everything. Everything for this is actually done. I've gotten through all 3 announcements, although it has taken me a long time. So, yeah. The main I did say this one was more important, but honestly, this one seemed more important than this one. It's just figuring out what I'm going to do. Because the challenge wheel definitely has some promise. It's like with the Evo wheel, or the Evo Pop challenge wheel. That challenge wheel made Evo Pop even more fun, and made it very interesting to actually be able to play the game itself. And that'd be the same thing with the Pokemon Nuzlocke. I would love to be able to use a challenge wheel for that. But again, with the challenges basically being the same thing as what the United Gamer would be, or even like the same exact things what the United Gamer would have, it kind of worries me. Because again, I don't want to intentionally just steal something from him. It's like when I did Pokemon, like when I created my own Pokemon talk. I didn't want to steal MJ TV's actual. I didn't want to steal his actual idea, but I wanted to maybe take the idea and make it my own with different Pokemon and all that stuff. That's what I'd like to do the challenge wheel, but that one's gonna be way more harder. I'll have to figure it out, guys. Like I said, if I do a Nuzlocke, it won't be till way later on. So yeah. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for this announcement. That's all I got for this video, actually. I'm kind of glad it's over. It took me forever. But now you can see what I was talking about with the background. Like, I ain't sitting in the same place I was, guys. I'm sitting right next to the stove with the stove light being on. Because if I turn it off, well, look how good that looks. It doesn't look good whatsoever. So yeah, that's why I turned the light on. Otherwise it just looked like there's nobody sitting there. But, yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end off the video, and I'll figure out what to do. Pokemon Sun and Moon, I think I'll start doing in a few hours if I get the time. The Nuzlocke thing is going to be the hardest thing to figure out, because if I start doing Nuzlocke and I do the challenge wheel, I don't know how I'm going to keep myself from... I don't know how I'm going to make it seem like I'm... Because the thing is, if I just put a challenge wheel with basically the exact same challenges on that wheel, it's going to make people think that I'm just stealing from that one YouTuber. I'm not intentionally going to try doing that. But again, there's no way to just change up the challenges enough to where I can make them my own. So it's going to be very, very difficult. I'll have to figure it out though, guys. I ain't going to worry about it right now though, because it's probably going to be a few months before I do. If I do one at all, it's probably going to be a few months before I do one. I still got to do Pokemon Legends of Arceus. I'm going to try starting Pokemon Sun and Moon again. There's just I still haven't finished Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky. I need to start doing that game again. I want to do a few more videos of Pokemon Sword and Shield before I buy the DLC. There's a lot of things I want to do, but it's hard to get them all accomplished. But anyway, guys, the video's been over an hour, so I'm just going to shut the frick up, and I'll see you guys maybe in a few hours whenever I do Pokemon Sun and Moon. So, until next time, everyone, I want you guys to be the very best, like no one ever was, and I'll see you guys for the next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye, everyone.